What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, and back with another classic WoW video for Season of Discovery. Now, today I want to share with you how I am currently making most of my gold in Phase 3, and this is going to be a good gold making method right now in Phase 3, through the entire Phase 3, and even in future phases. Now, before we do that, I do want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's picked up my classic WoW gold making guide so far, and if you haven't yet, the link will be down below. This is a gold making guide that I've made from scratch. It's 157 pages long. PDF document. You also get access to the gold farms inside there, the investments, how to make gold with professions, the crafts to do, and a lot more tips and tricks for gold making and gold farming in Season of Discovery and every version of Vanilla WoW. Upon buying the guide, you also get access to a private gold making community where I give you guys early access to gold making videos and even more tips and tricks. And if that's not enough for you, I have also uploaded my TSM strings to my Patreon page, so you can check those out and consider supporting me on Patreon as well. On Patreon, you get one exclusive video per month that will never go live on YouTube or anywhere else by me especially, by me at least, so you can actually get even more value that way as well, and you have detailed gold making posts over on Patreon as well. So if you're looking to upgrade your gold making game, check out either my gold making guide or my Patreon, both of which will be linked down below in the video description and also the pinned comment. Now, the method that I'm going to talk about today is absolutely crazy. I have been making over 1,000 gold per day in profit with this, and let's get right into it, shall we? Now today we're going to be very specializing into Alchemy. I have talked about Alchemy in the past. It's always been a really good gold making profession, and I like it for so many different reasons. You can craft elixirs, flasks, potions. You can even get steady gold by crafting, for example, fire oils through Firefin Snappers, which are selling like really fast as well. And you can make elixirs using the raid, mana potions, health potions, even utility potions as well. And now in Phase 3 you can also make the flasks of mojo and get like 10 to 20 gold in fee per craft, just giving you another way to make gold. Now in Phase 3 they have added a quest called Mixology for fun and profit. This is a quest you pick up in Tanaris. You have to be level 45 to pick this up, and you also have to have a certain skill in alchemy. I think it's only 225 though, or something like that, but to pick up the quest you have to be level 45. Then you go over here to Steam Middle Port, you hand in some materials, and you complete the quest, and now you will proc additional elixirs and potions while making elixirs and potions. Now in this case I have done extensive research, and for me, over the span of over 2,500 crafts, I have been getting 35% more than I'm crafting. That means if you're crafting 100 elixirs, you usually end up with 135. If you're crafting 1,000, you usually end up with 1,350. Whatever amount you're crafting, it's multiplied by 1.35, and that seems to be the average that I'm getting, because sometimes you proc 2 of them, sometimes you proc 0, sometimes you proc 5, it's really like give and take, and it's very RNG, but it seems to be stabilizing around a 1.35 multiplier to your craft. Now that also means that right now a lot of crafts are borderline not profitable, baseline. So when you're taking a look at, for example, Elixir of Mongoose, the materials tend to be more expensive than the craft itself, because your profit comes from those procs and the additional 35% that you make while crafting. Now let's talk about 2 of the recipes that I've been buying really early that have made me a lot of profit so far and will keep making me a lot of profit as well throughout Phase 3 and even into the future phases. Now the first one I want to talk about here is the Greater Arcane Elixir. This is the best consumable for every single caster out there. Everyone wants to have these, and they're really expensive. Even just crafting this one, you're making about 5 gold profit, if not even more, depends on how cheap you can buy the materials here. And when it comes to buying materials, I'm going to dive a little bit more deep into that, even though I have done so in the past as well. But for these, like, they are actually profitable to make, even not counting the procs. That being said, the recipe itself is super expensive. Going over to, for example, JP Worgen, we can take a look at the current price or what it's been selling for. So you can see it's been selling for 1.5k. all the way down to 400 gold, up to 2k and 2.6. This is a super expensive recipe because it only drops from level 58 elite in Winter Spring, as well as world bosses and trash mobs inside the raids. This makes this recipe really hard to get in phase 3. You have to go out of your way to find this one, and once again, level 58 elites. They are not a joke to kill. Now, in this case, I managed to get a recipe for 400 gold through trade chat. So me myself, that was a really lucky deal I did. I was prepared to spend 2,000 gold, and he offered it to me for 400. I just took it instantly. I knew it was a good deal, and I haven't seen it cheaper since. Even though there was one auction right here, 2 of them actually, that sold for 346 gold. Whoever bought this one on Living Flame, you made an absolute steal, and so did I. I mean, if we take a look here, I can hover over it. I have sold 794 Greater Arcane Elixirs in 5 days. I bought this recipe 5 days ago. I have made 7,785 gold so far selling these potions, and you can see I've sold 800 of them. We still have 900 in my inventory, in my bags, auction house, or my mailbox, so I've only sold half my supply, and I've made almost 8,000 gold, or 20 times my investment already. Now, of course, not all of that is going to be profit, but I have been making them for a lot more gold. Like, I've been making a lot more gold than I've been spending. On average, I spend about 2.5 gold per elixir, and I'm selling them for 9.8, so I'm making 4 times profit here on every single craft. If I spend 2.5, I make 10, so I get 7.5 gold profit, which means if I spend 1,000 gold, I get 4,000 back. Really huge profit margins here, and that is not even counting the procs, by the way. That is just the baseline profit margins. I also just realized that I had the entire, the graph open still, so here we go, just gonna hover over one more time in my bag. You can see right here, I've sold 794 of them, total amount of 7,785 gold, and we still have 881 left as well in the inventory that we still have to sell. So we're gonna be making close to 20,000 gold, assuming the price neither goes up or goes down, and we just sell everything we have. At this point, I've bought even more materials and sent to my crafter, so I can make even more of them. Now, that's not the only one that I've been making. I've also been making the Greater Nature Nature Protection Potions. I bought a recipe for this one as well, and even now, costing 94 silver each, you're literally making profit baseline. On my server, the materials for this cost you about 70 silver, so you're making 24 silver profit per craft baseline. And once again, I have sold 757 of them for an average price of 1.67 gold per arcane nature protection potion, and the highest point was 6.6 gold in the first reset, when people really wanted to get the fully clear and there was so much nature damage going out that people had to have this one, and I made a lot of gold. That being said, this one I had to spend 900 gold on, and I have just barely broken even, right? I've sold a little bit more, but I'm basically broken even on this, but it's still going to be a good one to have for example, set a G, maybe, later down the line. It's a really good recipe to have overall, and I can still make profit on it right now. Now, once again, Greater Arcane Elixirs are my main profit maker here. Super expensive, but if you can't buy the recipe, then try to get this one instead, the Greater Nature Protection Potions. Now, with that being said, when you're selling potions, be aware there will be a lot of competition, and to kind of highlight this, I'm going to post a couple of elixirs right now. We have the Greater Arcane Elixirs, going to post 5 of those. I always post them for a 2-hour duration, by the way, so I'm just going to show you how fast you get undercut, even on an item that is really hard to get. There's not many people with this recipe on my server, but even now I'm just going to post 5 of that, and we're going to post 5 elixirs of the mongoose, and see how fast we end up being undercut here. Going back over here, I have already been undercut 5 times in this time span. I have already been undercut by 4 different people in however many seconds that was. So whenever you go into the potion market, be aware, you have to babysit your auctions like crazy. I even think that some people are using, well, I don't just think, I know that some people use scripts to post their auctions, because last week I crashed the price of arcane elixirs down to 2.8 gold, below like the profit margins, and I kept still being undercut within half a second of posting. So what I did here was I posted one arcane elixir for that price, and people undercut me. I bought their elixirs and I just resold them. So they were obviously using a script there to just instantly post and instantly undercut with 1 copper every single time. So I just baited them out, bought their elixirs, and yeah, you just have to babysit like crazy when you're selling potions. Now, with all of that being said, here is my alchemy character and the current crafts that I'm doing. So greater nature protection potions, greater arcane elixirs, and elixirs of the mongoose. And also, you can actually make the fire potion as well. So using TSM, you can get a kind of rough idea of how much profit you make on every single craft, but this does not take into consideration the actual mixology quest that you have and the potion mastery. So for arcane elixirs, I am making 4.3 gold baseline, and then you have to add 35% more. For nature protection potions, you're losing 6 silver per craft, but you're still making 35% more than you otherwise would, so you're making a lot of gold either way. Then you have the elixir of firepower, you're losing 2 silver on this one, but once again 35% proc rate and getting 35% extra while crafting makes this one as well really profitable. Going back to the elixir of the mongoose, this one with the current price is not good to make. It costs me 6 gold to make and they're selling for 4, so even then, like, that barely makes up. Like, the proc rate and the proc stuff barely makes up for this one. So mongoose, but then again, the recipe for mongoose is 5 gold on the auction house, so the barrier to entry is very small. When it comes to alchemy right now and making gold by selling potions, you have to go for the crafts that have a barrier to entry. Now the barrier to entry for this one is a couple hundred gold for the nature protection potions. For arcane elixirs, the greater ones, it's a couple thousand gold, which is a pretty big barrier to entry. You also have the mighty rage potions. That recipe is also kind of expensive. I bought mine for 250 gold, so that one also has a barrier to entry, and with the current price, this one is kinda decent for profits, because once again you're losing 26 silver, but it's selling for 4.3 gold, and you have to add 35% on top, so overall this one is pretty good profit-wise. Either way, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about alchemy right here, and once again to touch on a couple of topics here. When you're buying materials, get them as cheap as you can. It's hard for me to tell you when to buy and stuff like that, but usually what I'm doing is I'm buying herbs on the weekends, crafting and selling on reset. So I usually buy my herbs on Friday and Saturday, and start crafting and selling from Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, and just selling the entire week. For some reason, herbs tend to always go down around Friday and Saturday. Less people are raiding, more people are playing the game, doing other things, leveling alts. People just don't have the time to commit to doing raids on Fridays or Saturdays usually, and I see way less people doing raids. So what usually happens is that herbs go down in price, and so does consumables as well. So if you just want to flip, you can actually buy the consumables and just resell those as well. But what I like to do is just buy the herbs as cheap as I can, make the potions, make the flasks, make the elixirs, and sell those when people start raiding again. So what's worked for me in the past is buy stuff on Friday and Saturday, craft, and then sell for the rest of the week. Either way, that's my video showing you the profits that I made from the couple of recipes that I have been buying so far. I guess we can also dip into the Mighty Rage Potion, even though this one I haven't really sold that many of, and for some reason it's not even tracking, so never mind. Either way, that's the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any good recipes for alchemy. Let me know in the comments down below, and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed the video as well. I do hope I was able to help you make some gold with this video as well. The essence is that you want to get the hard to get recipes as early as you can, because you can print so much gold with those right now, and essentially that's going to be the only way to make real gold with alchemy from now moving forwards. You have to get recipes that have a barrier to entry, the hard ones to get, that people still want to have. You have to get those, learn those, get the alchemy quest done for mixology to get 35% more procs, and then start selling and start printing gold. The earlier you get this, the faster you get your gold back. Like for example, Greater Arcane Elixirs, 2000 gold recipe, the earlier you start getting that and selling that, the earlier you get your 2000 gold back. You break even on the investment, and then you start making profit. Even in phase 6, or like not even just phase 6, but phase 7, whenever next Ramus comes out, this is still a good elixir to have. So like this one you can buy right now and just keep printing with it so far down the line. Either way, once again, leave a like down below if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more classic WoW content. Thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it, and as always, I will see you all again in the next video very soon.